I thought this was so neat, just off the moment, perfect time while I'm sitting here, having my awesome lunch break. Um, so, shout out to the quantum businessman, Chris Anatra. Um, I consider him a colleague. Um, and he did a really good podcast episode today. Um, I love the enjoyable challenges to the metaphysical principles of the meat eating diet. I enjoy those. I make certain choices about how I feel about certain things. Um, when I feel like I'm looking at a truth, but at the same time looking at a different position of the quote moral question of that. And that's not what this is about, but that is just something that means something to me. Uh, that lurks out there as a passing comment, right? I guess what I'm trying to say is that I got to give shout out to where this came from, and if you go check it out, don't assume that I'm making a grander point about veganism, because veganism was one small portion of some of the good stuff that was in there, and I just thought it was neat because of how he cut his episode and ended it with the opening scene from the opening scene of the story within the Princess Bride movie, as in, they jump to the opening of the book itself within the film, and the whole "as you wish" thing being established with Carrie Elways and the awesome actress that I do not remember off the top of my head, but was amazing in the film. And then I'm realizing that the way they set all of that fucking up was very fucking cool, right? Because they get to a point where the narrator is just like, okay, I don't know. I don't know what that's about. I'm going to put you in a 5-minute timeout, and you can come back, hopefully, with your mind. Please bring your mind to the chat room. Be mindful here. Thank you. All right. You're from Turkey. Good to know. So, Two of Cups. Turkish person. If you do not like magic and the occult and things that offend Allah, then I warn you now that I may say things that will offend Allah. Turkish man. Okay? All right. Good. So, the Two of Cups in Tarot is about love's first connection, right? It's the first numbered card of the lower arcana, are the twos. Oh, interesting. The Turks are on my case. Oh, sure thing, Turks. All right. Sorry, Turks. I don't know or really care for what you're trying to do over here. Goodbye, Turkey. Could all the Turks please block this channel? Thank you. Not all the Turks, just all the Turks that are against me. But anyway, is love's first connection, right? The Ace of Cups is just the manifestation of the feelings that are going to be individual. And then the Two of Cups is when two people that got those feelings decide to have the mutuality of those feelings, and the two of them are together sharing their cups. That was what they were carrying around as their aces, independent to each other. And now the beginning of the process of how you develop your feelings about something or someone, how they continue to develop transmutably through the waters. And so they literally demonstrate the ace to the Two of Cups in the opening of A Princess Bride. And it's pretty cool, including like a scene that very deliberately depicts it. Because what happens is that first she's bossing him around, then she's asking him kindly, then she's just like, man, I don't just have respect for this man. I actually may love him. He seems of good stock, right? And then she's just like, hey, farm boy, get me that picture, right? This point in the movie, she's only been telling him what to do of stuff that is a man's job. So it's like between them, that's the signal. It's just like, she never cares to ask me to do anything in her kitchen. She wants me to do something in her kitchen where she can do everything herself, right? So that's him getting the hint. So then he hands her the picture, and then like it turns into the whole holding hands and smoochy-smoochies. Or did it go smoochy at that point, or was it still like a? I can't even remember. I was already too busy thinking about what I was going to say before the scene panned out. Not that important. And so it gave me a chance to relook at the Two of Cups for a second, and see one way that it manifests that's almost like straight up the scene in the Rider-Waite-Smith. But with no symbolism in it, right? Rider-Waite-Smith, everything is stylized to symbolism, right? Here, you do it completely. You don't have to stylize the symbolism, or at least not too much, when you're presenting it in sequence of film. Because there's different things at work, right? So like a lot of Hollywood is tarot-mancy, right? And that statement is not, will be true whether Hollywood is an industry or not, because Hollywood is also in context to just druidic storytelling. Druids would take holly branches. I think it's the Druids. I think a lot of cultures do it, because I want to say, if it's not the Druids, or whether it is the Druids, I think it's also the Jewish mystics working with holly. One of my rune sets, the first one I made myself, I carved from holly, and I have a holly I call it a scepter because it's too big to be a wand. It's like I made this huge thing that I saw when I said, "Oh, this is where I'm cutting the branch." I have more likes than I have viewers. I kind of appreciate that. But I'd like to have the viewers back. Um, at any rate. Yeah, so Hollywood has aspects of tarot-mancy all over the effing place, right? Some of this stuff lends credence to aspects of the Mandela effect, which are legitimate misrememberings because of meme culture and having Hollywood stories or behavior of celebrities or and other things being reinforced by everybody in the zeitgeist at the time that you know, in kind of a mass cultural gaslighting, which causes a proper effect of hallucination because it's being reinforced by collective egregore, right? And so all it takes is misquoting a famous line in history. All it takes is getting the color shading wrong on a famous painting. It's all sorts of things. And time and space, as you are subjectively perceiving it, is a product of your mind. And so when you're seeing something off filter to everyone else, but it's still like, but it's in that uncanny valley, like everything that is a Mandela effect is in an uncanny valley where you almost, it's almost too fucking boring, all the changes, right? It's too fucking boring, and it doesn't erase trauma. Like, you know, there isn't a defended Holocaust narrative or something like that that we can stop arguing about. You know, nothing like that. Nothing like that fucking happens. Only thing that happens is that people from Turkey decide to show up and troll random Americans doing their thing. Am I a target of Turkish intelligence? Is that my problem? Is that the one unit in the deep state that's been assigned to me? Like I've got the entire deep state of Turkey on my ass. I did mention recently that the Khazarians entered the Caucasus Mountains, basically being driven north by the Turks, as they are now. You know, I don't know if the Turks understand this history. But at any rate, all that's going to be related because, you know, Hollywood. Anyway, I think that's really all I got on this one. So, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my lunch break. I'll catch you guys later.